Bitcoin just had its biggest liquidation event in history. Over 1.5 million traders got wrecked in the matter of hours, and over $20 billion in leverage was erased. But I think that this might have been the best thing that could have happened to this market. Quick announcement, I just made a brand new Discord server. If you guys want to join the community, ask me questions directly, or come along with me through this whole journey, make sure you hop in. I'll leave the link in the description, and thank you. For real-time updates on my trades, entries, and portfolio decisions, don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Make sure you like the video and subscribe, and let's get into the video. Welcome back, everyone. It is the weekend. I don't usually make videos. I was going to do a different type of video, but that doesn't matter. This is probably one of the most important videos that I will ever post. Yesterday, we talked about the possibility of a pullback and that it might hit the lower part of our pitchfork right here. We had that maybe. Well, that happened, and it cascaded into absolute chaos. Now, you guys might be confused because, first of all, I'm using Bitstamp. I'm using Bitstamp's chart, and on Bitstamp, we only went down to about 109.9. And on other exchanges, we went as low as 101. And that kind of disparity between exchanges is insane. I've been in crypto since late 2020, early 2021, and I have never seen price differences and gouges this big. Even in 2021 when we were at the top, I think I saw a little bit of that with Coinbase between other exchanges, but this was insane. So what actually happened? We had the expected move to 117. We said this was going to happen yesterday. Then if momentum flipped bearish, we said that we would test 112K. That's exactly what happened as well, but we did not expect a move to 101. Nobody expected that, okay? A wick down to 101 is insane. So many people got destroyed. But on the chart we use, the dotted line held. I was covering this live in the Discord as it unfolded, and I was just watching this live. So if you guys ever want to discuss, or you need somebody to be there, or you want to talk about this, join our Discord. I'm always active. Now, I want to say first and foremost, I am sorry to everybody and anyone who lost money or got liquidated yesterday. That sucks. And I feel for you. I know a lot of traders were using heavy leverage, and even low leverage traders got absolutely wiped. So I'm sorry, guys. Don't give up. Keep pushing. And I promise what's going to happen next in this market is going to blow everyone away. So now I want to talk about my trade. You're probably wondering, did I get liquidated? No, I did not get liquidated. I used leveraged ETFs. The market was closed, okay? And on certain charts, we did not even go down this low. So the markets were closed. Traditional markets were closed during this dump. So no stop got triggered. And as far as I'm concerned, it's not going to get triggered because I will lower my stop because I am not getting stopped out of this trade. My portfolio is heavily Bitcoin. I barely have any alts. It's over 75% Bitcoin. And I have a little bit of ETH. Well, I have a pretty big chunk, but anyway, it's only about 2% altcoins, not counting Ethereum. So yes, the hurt in the market is bad for altcoin holders. For me, it's not that bad because Bitcoin is really not that down that much. Realistically, we're only back where we were 10 days ago. Now, I said this was coordinated, and it's because it was. If you look here, there was a whale, okay? And he profited 192 million. He opened this trade 30 minutes before Trump announced the tariffs on China. Okay, that's most definitely not a coincidence. That is insider trading. But that's only one part of the puzzle, okay? Do you think this guy manufactured this entire dump? No! Yeah, the tariff news was one thing. This guy knew it was coming. But this wasn't just a dump. This was a coordinated attack, okay? Which I think were coordinated by exchanges. Exchanges were down. They were having crazy issues because of volatility. Volatility, we're a $4 trillion market cap market, and we're having volatility issues. The New York Stock Exchange moves trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions a day, and they don't have an issue. Why does crypto constantly have this issue? Because it's not real. Order books lag. Stop losses are not working. Limit orders are not going through. Triggers are not working. What is this? How are exchanges struggling under extreme volume? Why are exchanges showing such extreme price disparity? This was an engineered hit to destroy and flush out as many traders as possible, as brutally as possible. Now, this is XRP on Binance. This is one coin, okay? XRP is in the top 5. It's the 5th biggest coin. How is the 5th biggest coin with a dedicated hodlers? XRP has dedicated hodlers. These people are crazy. I think they're crazy. I don't like them, but that's besides the point. How are we seeing a 55% drawdown on XRP? Not to mention, some coins dropped 100%, 95% in minutes. This should be a wake-up call to everyone. We are players in market makers game. We cannot do anything, and this market is still in its infancy. It's still the Wild West. I have to give Bitcoin kudos because it managed to hold on so well, extremely well. But altcoins absolutely got destroyed. This market is not what we think it is, okay? People are going to keep touting that we're going to go up forever, that we're not going into a bear market. Guys, this is a taste, just a taste of what's to come. What is going to happen once we roll over? And as I said, Bitcoin held up strong, and the fact that $20 billion of leverage is gone and Bitcoin is at 112 is extremely bullish in my eyes, and it just shows that Bitcoin is resilient. But altcoins got absolutely demolished. This crypto market is still in its beginning stages of development, especially altcoins. Bitcoin is slowly getting better. Realistically, the drop was not that bad, all right? From the top, it was 12%, 13%. But the fact that exchanges are exploding and having all these issues over a 12% drop shows you how over leveraged and how unprepared these exchanges actually are. And when the bear market comes, it's over. These exchanges are going to collapse, explode. I don't know what's going to happen, but it is not going to be pretty. And the fact that people could not sell, they could not buy, they're having all these issues. Imagine what happens once we go into a bear market. Now, let's talk about why this is a good thing. I'm going to call it the Great Cleansing. That's what I'm going to call it, the Great Cleansing, and why it's an actual good thing. So, this is very bullish in the long term. Why? Because $20 billion of open leverage is gone. Look at this chart. Yesterday, this was all here. We were here, right? We were at like 120 or something. This is Binance, I think, only, which only tracks Binance leverage. It was like 7 billion. It's nothing, guys. There's like 200 million left. It's done. It's gone. It doesn't even exist anymore. Leverage builds walls against price moves, right? They get knocked down. They have to come back. They have to wipe out leverage. There's nothing left. There's nothing artificially holding Bitcoin back, forcing market makers to send it down. It's just free. There's nothing left. This reset creates a path, right? 1.5 million traders got wrecked. This was the absolutely max pain outcome possible. They probably won't come back. They remove huge layers of potential sellers. That leaves room for the price to run without hitting the same kind of immediate forcefulness to go down to these liquidation clusters and get rid of leverage. There's nothing anymore. It's just straight. It's a race, and there's the finish line there's nothing in there. We run it. It's the path of least resistance. Now, I'm not saying that this means we go straight to all-time highs tomorrow, but in structural terms, the structure of the market, it's clean. It's cleansed. There's no leverage. There's no other path. The most leverage is up at 130, okay? 2.98 billion. Most of it's at 126. So, where's the money going to go? There's nothing, there's no sellers. The market makers don't need to go down anymore. There's no leverage. What's the point? They're going to go target this leverage up here, and we're going to have a short squeeze. We're going to cross bullish on the weekly MACD, and we're going to explode. We're going to go to all-time highs. We're clear. This is like a reset. Now, short-term outlook. Expect more chop, okay? Expect possible downside, because on the daily, we just had a bearish cross. This doesn't mean we're not going to go back down to retest. I don't know if we're going to go this low back to 101. I don't know. We could go lower than that. This could be a problem, though. Like, I expect it to go down or chop downwards until the bearish momentum finally ends. And I expect a sell-off on Monday when traditional markets open. So I'm not saying that it is over. The dump, I mean. But also, the bull market is not over either. Now, there are some concerns, okay? If we fall below this on this chart, then we could say that the daily cycle and the weekly cycle low would be broken, right? And that could be very bad. So let's hope we stay within this area. But as long as we get no closes below these weekly and daily cycles, then we should be okay. So I will keep you updated. But as far as I'm concerned, I am still bullish. And I do expect retests. I expect more downside when traditional markets wake up. I don't know what's going to happen. And when traditional markets wake up, they could be buying a bunch. I don't know. And we will figure it out in due time. Let's wait till Monday. But I think that this event should be a lesson, okay? Don't use high leverage. Don't use leverage in general. Don't trust exchanges. If you're new, do not chase all-time highs right after moves like this, okay? If you survive this, don't give it all back through greed. Be careful, because we could, as I said, retest lower lows or lows that we made before, as long as we don't wick below or close candles below the weekly and daily cycle low, depending on what count you're looking at. We should be okay. The market runs the show, okay? We are players in a game. They can engineer these flushes. You can either be a victim or you can learn to be ready. Now, let me just put this down. Nobody was ready for this. Even if you had tons of margin, if you had tons of money ready, especially in altcoins, no one was ready for a 90% dump, okay? But just know, maybe this market is way too leveraged, clearly. So just back up, don't over leverage. Be reasonable. Don't get greedy. Long term, I'm still bullish. I still believe the 4-year cycle thesis, daily and weekly cycle lows as well. This wipeout could actually extend the cycle's final leg. I think this is a high possibility now, because by clearing out and cleansing out the market, it's like metrics are reset. Right? Things are not overbought anymore. People are out. Leverage is out. I think that we could possibly have some sort of extended cycle, but I am sticking with the original thesis. I'm not changing it, but it is possible that we have some sort of extended move because of this wipeout. This event may be the clean slate we need to launch Bitcoin into its next range. So that's where I stand. This was brutal. It was historic. And it was necessary. If you got liquidated, I'm truly sorry. Stay strong. Learn from this. Avoid leverage. Set rules. Don't get emotional. If you're still holding, if you're still here and holding, congratulations. You survived one of the biggest shakeouts in history. Keep your plans. Keep your theses on track. Don't get greedy. Don't give everything you have earned over the past 3 years back to this market. I'm going to make up a following video showing updated targets and a plan. I was going to do that. I was going to do the whole how I'm going to take profit stuff, but this kind of happened. And honestly, I'm not affected. I wasn't scared. I was just watching this in awe almost. Like, man, like it feels like 2021 again. Like, what is happening? Like, I didn't want to sell. I wanted to buy, and I did buy. I managed to just like get as much cash as I could together, and I did buy the dip as best as I could because fucking brokerages were lagging. It was terrible, but I did what I could. But overall, this is Bitcoin. Bitcoin does Bitcoin things, and this is a taste of what's to come. So remember where we came from. Remember 2021. I feel bad for the newbies who had to experience this, but Bitcoin is still Bitcoin. It will do what it wants. Even though this is completely manipulated, Bitcoin is easily manipulated. Clearly, it is in its infancy. It has a lot of growing to do. It did amazing. It held up well, strong, very bullish. I will give it that. But altcoins, I'm more referring to altcoins because they got absolutely smacked. So honestly, wait till everything calms down. See if there's a bigger dip on Monday. Then slowly DCA in to trades or into spot. I don't know. Do what you want to do. I think this is a buying opportunity before we push to all-time highs and into a new range. Join the Discord if you want updates. I was posting live throughout this event. Sadly, we don't have many people in there, so please join so we can watch this all unfold together. If you ever need anybody, I'm always active. Send a text or DM me. Thank you for watching. Stay safe. Goodbye.